Welcome to the Southeast Retirement Planners Podcast, where we will go beyond the balance sheet with our guests, not only to share from our personal experience as financial advisors of over 25 plus years, but also to learn from our guests about the issues and topics that are important to them. Our firm specializes in taking care of the financial plans for individuals and small businesses by helping our clients identify their individual goals and taking a conservative and ongoing approach to helping accomplish them. We are located in Hickory, North Carolina, and look forward to continuing to serve our clients and our community. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy this week's episode.
We'd like to welcome everyone today to our inaugural SRP podcast. I am Ryan Edwards, and this is Les Stewart, obviously with Southeast Retirement Planners. So we're trying something new now, and in this new form of communication, and we're looking forward to providing some good quality content, but also giving you the opportunity to let you know more about us, the advisors within our firm, and kind of how we interact with our clients.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about this. We'll just get started and talk to each other about what we're doing. So,
yeah.
Ryan, we're here. It's the March Madness time right now, and which makes me think about a little bit about your background, how you got to where you're at. You did a little coaching along the way before you started being a financial advisor, right?
Well, growing up, that was one of my biggest goals, was to be a college basketball player, but that was a hefty goal because of my height. But I worked my way on to being able to be a part of the team at Lenoir-Rhyne, and I did not have a stellar career for any reasons. You're not going to find me in the record books. My claim to fame was I did have a triple-double, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 minutes in one game. So, but no, that was a goal, and it's a great time for me, and basketball has been a big part of my life throughout. But yeah, starting out, after that, I always wanted to be a college basketball coach, and I was able to start out as a graduate assistant at Lenoir-Rhyne, and then very low on the totem pole at Appalachian State, and which was pretty unique because they made the tournament this year, and that was 21 years ago, and I was a part of the team that made it last from Appalachian State. Yeah. So I did have a small part of that, being on the staff, and it was a great opportunity, a very unique experience. The lights are certainly brighter this time of year on a basketball court, and then I came back to Lenoir-Rhyne as the head assistant. So that's but our LR, the LR is kind of where we crossed paths.
We bumped into each other a few times at Lenoir-Rhyne. Didn't know we were headed down this road back then, but we both attended there, and it's not at the time wasn't a very big school, and so we definitely crossed paths and knew each other, but really got to know each other at a firm. You changed your career from coaching, and I started out in a sales job, and got a lot of experience learning how to work with people for a few years, and through some ongoing college after my undergrad, got my MBA and fell in love with finance, and got into this, decided I wanted to be an advisor, and thought I would be managing portfolios and big Wall Street type activities. And
how'd that go for you?
Turns out that the job of a financial advisor is dealing with people, which is great. Looking back, all the number crunching and everything that fascinated me so much probably wouldn't be so exciting right now. Now we get to deal with people and their real life issues, and helping them solve problems. So that's really what it's about, but it's not what most people think it's. When you watch the movies, that's not what you see.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's get back to a bigger portion of how your life changed upon meeting with me at our bigger firm.
What's that?
Yeah. We ended up working at the same firm. So you moved back from Tennessee, and you got on with a larger firm, but then they moved out of town. So you were kind of looking, as you were building your business, right? You were looking for another opportunity and wanted to stay in Hickory.
Yeah.
And we ended up being put together at a larger warehouse in a side-by-side offices.
That's right. Yeah, we ended up in there. That was my second large corporation that I'd worked for in the financial business, and soon afterwards we were both kind of building our careers and our client base, and soon afterwards a corporate merger happens and kind of threw our careers upside down a little bit, which happens quite a bit in this business, and that's really probably the I guess what ignited what Southeast Retirement Planners is today.
So I guess we left independently on the same day to go to the same place, independent.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, the way we got to that point was we didn't know what we didn't know, and we were recruited, and because we were sitting on the same conference call for 3 months and not finding out any new information. We both had young families, and speaking for you, we've talked about this many times, but it came down to a point where we found out that we could have all the backing, we could work independently, truly for what the client we felt needed, and we weren't going to be pressured by a large corporation to maybe sell something that they just provided. And that was very important for us, and we found that opportunity to be just as compliant as a big firm, to have more products and services to offer and be able to really cater to the client the way we felt they needed to be catered to. So that's 3 months after going independent and leaving that big firm, we left and formed a partnership that today has grown into what is Southeast Retirement Planners.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that business ownership is always easy. There's some benefits sometimes to just working for someone else and just focusing on a couple things, but it's a challenge we like, and we've been able to work together pretty good.
Yeah, and it's 14, 15 years now going on.
We started in the greatest time to be in the financial business in 2008.
Yes, we did. Back in looking back, we have impeccable timing.
Well, that was one of the worst financial markets of the recent past. So.
Well, we retained 100% of our clients that we had at that time in making that move, and that we are very appreciative of the trust that any time a client, because it's their money that we help manage, not ours.
Right.
So we've grown, and we've as I said, Southeast Retirement Planners is what has in essence formed from that partnership.
Right.
And
and the other part about being independent that I've really enjoyed, and business ownership, is we're able to work with who we want to. We're able to hire and have a great team on board. We have two great staff members. We've had some other good people that have worked with us to help us get here that we're very appreciative of, and we have some great advisors that are also part of the team with us, with Bob and Matt there. So. You
guys that are listening, obviously here for the first time, Bob Fincher and Matt Starnes, we're happy to have them with us, and they do a great job for clients and with Southeast Retirement Planners as well. You'll be hearing from them soon on another podcast and getting to know them as well. But we think we've got an extremely good team that's based off taking care of the clients, being responsive and proactive to what their needs are. So
and we have a little fun along the way too.
Yeah, we do.
We'll try to drag Kelly and Leslie and Gail in here at some point, and that'll probably be the most viewed episode we have. But
Les has told me many times that I have a face for radio, so we've
that's true.
we're trying to do this by video, but also audio, and we're excited once again. But let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned, while we do work with another number of individuals, but our process is we know right away. We deal with individuals' safe money. It's their retirement money. I mean, it's in our name, Southeast Retirement Planners. And we're not for everyone, and we realize that. we're not going to be day trading or anything like that, but I think what we've done over the years is we've valued consistent communication and making sure that the clients we work with, they like us, we like them. They're not dreading coming into the office, and we're not dreading to interact with those clients that we have coming into the office. But I think we've built that primarily on creating a level of trust that will that they look forward to having those conversations. They're expecting those conversations, and they're willing to entrust us with those names of individuals we could potentially help their friends or family members, and that's how we've grown over the years.
Right. Yeah, and it's communication and teaching, and also listening. You can't really help someone until you find out what their issues are and what they're trying to achieve, and it takes a lot of listening and asking the right questions. So I think we're very good at that. I think that's one of our major strengths, and I think that's one thing our clients would acknowledge that they appreciate. So what are talk about some of the things that we do offer, outside of just.
That's a good point. I mean, a lot of times when individuals walk in our office, they see the name and they think that maybe we're just offering investment oversight services. And, really we work in 5 key areas. I mean, certainly investment oversight services, managing one's portfolio and investable assets. We work with the vast majority of individuals are pre-retirees or retirees, but we have a large contingency of all advisors within the firm of individuals that are younger as well, that upper level management got, starting their careers and want to set forth a good financial foundation, get a good plan in place as they're accumulating. But a large number of people, as I said, are pre-retirees or retirees getting ready for that next stage of life. But not only are we working in that one area of investment oversight, the second area is also tax reduction planning or being proactive with taxation. There's a lot of legislation coming out probably later in the year, and there's always. But working with one's tax preparer. We don't prepare the tax return, but we look for proactive ways to work within the tax code and work with the tax preparer to use it to the client's advantage. Third is retirement income planning. Retirement, not only accumulating, but figuring out that way that how someone can provide a realistic, sustainable, consistent level of income through retirement. And so that retirement income planning is big. So that's number 3. And fourth is family wealth planning. And what that really comes into play is the clients we work with have worked hard for their money, and they want to make sure they pass it along the right way. We don't draw up those documents, but we work with individuals, lawyers, to make sure that they have the proper, the will, is it updated? Do they have a power of attorney in place that they can trust? Is that on file? Are their beneficiaries stated correctly on their accounts with us? That's where we come into play, is working with those lawyers to make sure the accounts are set up properly. Are the beneficiaries titled correctly? Do they have a medical power of attorney and a living will? So those 4 documents are critically important. I'm working with 2 or 3 cases right now. And fifth is protection strategies to make sure you're protected.
Right.
And you can throw in another kind of 5.5, 6 category, and that's client communication and service. So each individual we work with has a consistent time period in which we're working, which we're going to meet with them, which we're going to follow up with calls. Now, things come up in between those times, and we're going to be in contact if necessary. They feel free to call us at any time. But those are the critical areas. I feel like that really sets ourselves apart from those other firms out there.
Yeah, I think so. And then when you add how well our team works with the client with all that, I think it's a great fit, and people really appreciate it. Kind of we'll touch on a lot of that stuff in the future episodes probably. A lot of that, and should be very interesting with some of the guests that we'll bring on. One last thing that I want to mention is, a little bit about family life. I have 4 kids. Oldest one's in college, actually at Lenore, where we both attended, and then I have a senior in high school and a sophomore in high school, and my daughter. Those are 3 boys. My daughter's is a 6th grader. We have a life outside the business and working with the community and clients that we have. So it's a good fit.
So tell me a little bit, just so everybody will know. I mean, after office hours or during the middle of the day, that'll get to my next point. But you can be found on a ball field probably. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we love sports in my family, and the kids are involved and starting to. As they grow, I'm starting to see where we're going to be moving away from that a little bit. And so I'm trying to enjoy that all I can with them and help them get the most out of it. And also, trying to be there. So it's a great time for us right now. And I know you've got some young ones.
Right. Yeah.
Up.
And they're all part of the family, but they I've got 2 sons. One's 13 and one's 9, both coming off recent birthdays, and we stay active on ball fields, and they're getting into golf now, which I like selfishly, so I can play too. But and then always big with basketball in my past. They both enjoy basketball a lot, so that's we do feel like. Obviously, family life is key for us, especially we want to be conscious of these early years. And that's why we, in essence, formed our team. We don't believe that our personal life should interfere with our clients' needs. And in working in a partnership, if a client has a need and maybe we're traveling with the family or had to leave early to go catch the kids' first ball game of the year, late one afternoon, and a client has a need, that's what we're there for. Right. We interact. We're very aware of each client we work with. While one of us may be client-facing, that particular client, we can facilitate the needs. And administratively, in our office, we have such a great staff. Many times they're able to take care of any of those administrative items, but, we've had situations where, there needs to be a financial question answered, and we take each other's part in that.
Right. Yep. And one other thing that I'm just going to keep you to be able to go home tonight. We both have wives as well. And,
we do.
I'm going to Elisa and your wife Amanda have been very supportive through the many years that we've done this and continue to be, and we appreciate that as well. Yeah,
they've been key. They've been patient and dealing with us, and anytime you start growing a business, it's ups and downs. So.
Yep.
But this has been fun.
Yeah.
It's not like been going to the dentist by any means, but so it's been. Nobody's been injured or hurt, so that's a good thing.
So that's a little bit about us, and we'll get on to look forward to the next episodes where we're actually talking about things that matter in your lives that out there.
Yeah. So we thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you listening. As Les said, we're going to have future podcasts coming your way. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about us, you can find us on the website at www.seretirementplanners.com or call our office at 828-855-2067. We offer a complimentary financial checkup for anybody that calls, where we sit down and kind of get to know each other and talk through one situation. So this has been fun.
Yep.
And
all right.
Thank you all for listening.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member of FINRA, SIPC. Southeast Retirement Planners is not affiliated with LPL Financial or registered as a broker-dealer or investment advisor.